Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I send blessings and greetings. I wanted to welcome you into 2017. So it is official. We made it. It's been really hard to go through 2016. For it was a year of the Hermit. It was a completion year, and now we're moving into the year of 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a great deal of change. It is a year number 1, so no matter everything we do this year will be anchored and will pay off, will be harvested, will be cultivated within the next 9-year cycle. And so it is important to know what we really want this year and not to bring too much the past into the present that becomes an eternal repetition of the same cycle. Essentially right now there is a few astrological conditions that can be stated. Essentially astrology planets are pushing buttons within ourselves, they're triggering things to help us evolve and grow. Right now we're in a reflective period for Mercury's retrograde, and it will go straight on the 9th, so it's going to be pushing all the energies. Right now it is good it is good time to analyze, to prepare, to get ready. Ready for what? Because Pluto and the Sun are going to conjunct, so there is a great desire to transform the world, to transform society, but the true responsibility is to transform ourselves. And then Venus will be moving into Pisces with Chiron and Saturn, with Chiron and Neptune and Mars. So it's going to be a lot of fluidity in terms of the potential of coming together of the yin and the yang, of our desire and our willpower to access it. Yet there is Saturn and Chiron that are still squaring each other, so that means that it is very that means our responsibility. We have to face our soul responsibility, our soul path, and Saturn is here to remind us of that responsibility. Jupiter was in Virgo for a very long time, for a couple of years, so that forces us to take care of our health, our well-being, to address those issues. Now Jupiter, the amazing planet of expansion and miracle, has moved into Libra, so it's about social, about business, new relationships, and then he will be moving into Scorpio in a few years, so he will be there to bring about new depths in the subconscious collective reality as well as individual. We got to understand, I wanted to briefly discuss the nature of time. For time and space to me are both paradise gift, yet time is very relative to whatever situation we are in. For the time is always now, and you are the one, for there is nothing else. So carpe diem means seize the day, make the most of every opportunity that is time, that is now. Just relax, enjoy, because it is about our ability to enjoy our life that makes the more we are able to enjoy our life, maybe the faster we go, but the more sense our life takes. So there is inner time and internal time and external time. In terms of internal time, it is we all have set certain goals for ourselves during this incarnation from a soul level before we incarnated, and so we've been given certain time to learn certain lessons, to go through certain things. So it is important to be as much as possible to align with your internal time. And as you stop time, space disappear. There is all kind. Then you move into the void, and then there's pure state of potentiality. Yes, in external time we have made collective agreements, so it is about thinking, being settled within your now, and allow the divine timing to bring you in synchronicity with event, so there is no need for struggle and can move into grace and ease. For there is all kinds of global time measurements, for we are measuring the Earth going one day, the Earth going around itself, but then we have 13 moon, the time it goes around the Sun, and we decided on a 12 months calendar which offset the whole ecological balance and the whole consciousness. We might return to that later on. Then what we do not know is that there is a dance in the heavens between our Sun and the Sun of Sirius A, so that we may integrate that system. Then the whole system is dancing with Alcyone, the central sun of the Pleiades, to integrate that, and then those millions of stars are dancing to align themselves with the great Sagittarius center, and then those billions of stars are aligning to the great major sector, and so on. And then and then from and then on paradise there is also time, because everything, but time is very different. I don't know if that would mean anything for you, but a paradise minute is about 1,000 years of Earth's time, and then the paradise day takes about 2 billion years of Earth's time. So there is times that are being kept in many places in different ways, but it's all relative to our experience and what other people around us are experiencing. The idea is to live from the timeless standpoint of eternity. It's a vantage point, so to live outside of time as much as possible, to reconnect to that energy of our soul, because we always say, well, we have to be authentic and be who we are, but as long as we do not recognize our eternal self, we do not know who we are, for we are eternal being, amazing beauty, power, intelligence. We've been around, we're older than the universe itself, for we were already there at the creation, the time of creation. But we have to remember that it is all about memory. Essentially, when we look at time and space, space is the relative motion of objects through space that would determine its motion. But from a personal reality is where the future and the past and the future meet. It is where this is what makes the present, is the mixing of all the past and future energy. So when you are in the now, anything is possible. You ask and it is given. But we have to start from a place of joy, a place of happiness, a place of love. So from there, anything can be created. Sometimes we have negative thoughts that could come into our head, so we have to be very careful not to use those negative thoughts and emotion, because it can hurt others. It is good to be able to clear up our mind when those things happen with mantra, decrease, prayer, breathing exercise, invocation, but not to project negative things onto others, because when we, on the etherical level, every beings we've ever seen, ever known, are connected to us through energetic cords, and then when we send negative vibration to someone just within our thought, we think, well, it's a personal thing, I feel whatever I want about that person, but it stresses the cord, and then the cord, maybe sometimes it comes back. So we want to ease up all those cords. You can't really cut them, but if they're eased up, they are not active to bother us. So try to create as much positivity as possible when you send thoughts to others or feeling. We have to understand that we are eternal beings, and so for eternity we'll be searching ourselves, but there is certain level that we need to achieve in order to move from belief to knowledge, from belief to understanding to knowledge, because when we act from certainty, once we are sure of things, we are a lot more empowered than when we act from wishful thinking. So and if our faith is strong enough, then we can know that our faith is strong enough to make that magic happen. For anything is possible, because the most important of all disclosure is the presence of the spirit within us, is our God self. Nothing is impossible once we are connected to our God self. We got to understand that God is almighty. There is no limit to its power outside of doing something that's not God-like. Anything is possible. So as we ascend, our higher self descend, and then there is a merging of consciousness between the true us, the soul, and then our lower consciousness, and then it becomes one progressively. We have to understand that life does not really have a choice. Whatever we do, life will respond in perfection, in perfect mirror aspect, but we have the choice. It is for us to do those things. We are not trees. If we're not happy somewhere, we got to move somewhere else. There is no trees are serene. They're anchored into the earth, but they accept their life wherever they live their life. It's going to be for their whole life. But as human beings, we are somewhat different. So we will be doing a lot of changes, and that will be affecting the whole of society. But in order for the society to change, there has to be a collective desire to upgrade, to reform our own behavior in relationship to life and the planet, to live more in harmony, with more respect, to understand that the planet is not a thing to be consumed, it is a living being, and so all the other planets as well. But this one, we are part of it. We are extremely essential, because we are connected. Everything we do affects everything else. So every step we make towards the light will help the whole planet to move 1 degree towards the light. So everything has meaning. The thing is, we want to be easy on ourselves. We want to enjoy ourselves. But we do want to be a little bit more serious this year in order to move on to the next step that of self-empowerment and freedom and the ability and creative expression as well. So I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for everything, for being here, for sharing your love in the world, for shining your light. And so I know this will happen more and more. You're going to find a sense of duty, responsibility, but also a sense of purpose and meaning that brings you joy when you follow your highest creative intention. You are always led to higher potential, and from there we can live one moment at a time. We don't need to project so much because we trust that we are where we need to be, and we are moving towards an ever greater level of attainment and octaves of love and light. I'm going to pull just a few cards for the day. The situation is understanding. Understanding is those birds that have been living all their life in a cage and they realized there was no cage. The cage has always been open, so it's like we've always been in self-imposed exile from the world of love and spirit, and so now we are needing to reconnect to allow the ceiling to open and to fly. What's invisible and what's visible in this situation? What's invisible, which is not yet seen, is the letting go. Letting go. It's not yet. We haven't yet clearly let go of all those things, but it's on the way, because right now we already see the Creator, the self-empowerment, the power of the One to be the one that is here, and to be responsible for all our thoughts, our actions, our words, our intentions, to be empowered and to be a force for light and love. The lesson is about celebration, it's about enjoying, it's about being happy, it's about sharing love, sharing joy, sharing happiness, celebrating life, and what will come from that lesson, that the understanding will be trust, to be able to trust the universe, to know that you can trust the universe, to know that the universe is a benevolent force, that in truth all the duality was created for evolution purpose, but all of this, all of life comes from you, comes from life, comes from the One. For we are the One. There is no, all separation are within our mind. We just need to find the right order. There is a divine order that makes everything fall into place. But as soon as we forgo that, then there is all kinds of chaotic situation, which also were there to help us understand ourselves better. And so this is the law of cause and effect. Everything that we do will return to us, to show us, to explain something, to mirror something that we need to learn and discover. But in the meantime, you can trust, you can flow, you can just like fly. The only advice, if you were gonna try to fly, just do it from the ground up. Don't never try to do it from the top of a mountain or anything. Just do it from the ground up. But in essence, those things will become more possible as the astral plane open. We become more integrated. We are fourth and fifth dimensional bodies. All kinds of impossible things are going to become possible as we discover those inner power. Just follow the guidance, follow your inner voice, trust that, and from there you will be led to the right and proper situation for your greatest joy and fulfillment. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Namaste.